Hi guys, Jake and MJ back again for more live reactions to Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Chomp chomp. Alright, hope everyone's having a good week. I'm doing pretty good because I finally released episode 87.
Go watch it before something horrible happens.
I hope nothing horrible happens. Yeah. I mean, plenty of horrible things happen in the episode, but I don't want anything horrible to happen to the episode.
Yeah.
Because I worked really hard on it, and I really like it, and it's probably the most backstory episode to date. Like, there's a lot of backstory reveals in that episode.
Yeah, we're taking a road trip to the Department of Backstory.
Big time. I am somewhat amused how the general response to the episode thus far seems to be baffled delight.
I'm not a crazy person, by the way.
There's Ollie. Here he comes. Many people are a little bewildered by the many confusing things happening in the episode. It is one of the tricky things of writing a serialized writing a tightly serialized narrative, but then only being able to release episodes every few months. Many things do tend to kind of fade out of memory.
Someday the people who binge watch this are going to have a much easier time.
Oh, it's definitely designed to for if you revisit various things, you will get stuff out of it. Like this episode, it even fills in like a little plot point that I don't think anyone was wondering about, let alone even remembered from like the end of 24. But all that being said, yes, go watch the episode. My next big thing this week is going to be working on that bonus video I wanted to release with a special guest. And you guys will be hearing, we'll be seeing that when that gets posted. I'm looking forward to that as well. My big thing this week is going to be job hunting outside of that, now that I'm at that stage.
Yes.
We're running a little late this evening because of, yesterday was focused on the new episode, and today I was, I actually just came from a job fair. So, it's been busy. Getting at the end of semester, ramping up to summer. Gotta try and get those scripts done so I can film everything that everybody has left to do before I start teaching again. And I've got this to watch with my wife here.
Yeah.
We're gonna check out episode 5 of Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger, Watchdog of the Underworld. And magical sound. Hey, boom! Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Well, we've got the better part of a year to keep practicing. We're getting there in some spots.
I'm getting there in most spots.
Answer soul. Is that Blabber blabber.
マイナスを生み出した時の記憶を消されてるみたいだけど大丈夫？
It's
古代ソウ
interesting.
ルは潜在意識の中に残っている記憶も呼び出せる。マイナスを生んだ時のことを話せ。
あの日は
There are so many random souls that they have.
これを植えちゃんね
Okay, so they don't actually know. They didn't know that Kirion's the one who makes the Minosaurs.
あのウイチャンネルのウイちゃんですよね。サインください。喜んでクレヨンさんへハートって書いてもらえる。
That's awful. Kirion keeps shooting goo down people's mouths, and that's weird.
ドルイドンがマイナスを生み出しているというのは
Well,
本
yeah.
当のようだな。クレヨン
Was there
マイ
an
ナスを生まれ
alternate
ない。
idea? Okay, yeah, they know that it's Kirion now, so they know who they need to target.
みんなウイみたいに辛い思いをする人をこれ以上出さないように私たち頑張るよ。
That's a good point. If they can take out Kirion, that should stop the Minosaurs ostensibly. Oh, he's a
元気だっ
puppy.
たか？
Oh, Green has a puppy. He's a cute puppy.
サナエ、ホープのもらい手は見つかった？
まだ
そっか。
We give you the puppy.
こうしてる今も捨てられてる子がいる。黒いね猫。SNS 映えしないからってそういう人もいるんだよ。
Internet, how dare you?
命を何だと思ってる？
Look at that face. Oh,
People are abandoning dogs and cats
どちらか。
because
they're too boring to post online.
let's get this cat online. Come here, come here. Oliver,
Wait, where's the black cat?
where's Frankie?
クレヨンがマイナスを生み出していることが分かった。
Hey, Ollie.
じゃあ、そいつを
Who's your cute? Who's your fluffy? Never be afraid. Never be afraid to post your pets online.
Even the black cats.
Yeah.
あっちの方から来てくれるとはね。こうたちを
Frankie is so bewildered. He's like, I had business.
He was sleeping.
I had business I was attending to. I don't come to your place of work and put you on camera. There we go.
You're a good boy. You're a black cat, and you're interesting enough to go on the
Hey,
internet.
oh, yeah, the mook's getting in the way.
Besides which, even if your pet isn't interesting enough for the internet, that's not what they're for.
Yeah. Pets are not for the internet. The internet is for pets.
Pets
Other
are
way
for
around.
companionship and love.
Yes. Kirion he does not want to be there right now. He is like, can I nope out on this?
He's done with this.
Yeah. How about tomorrow? Nope.
明日はない。
Oh, Tanky Joe. You get
500 points.
それはこっちのせい。ならばまとめて倒
Oh, he's got to groom himself in a dignity. Okay.
We love you, Frankie. You're a good boy.
Meanwhile, Oliver is absolutely thrilled.
Yeah.
Which is why he's always right here when we're doing this, because
Yeah.
he's discovered that he can get attention that way.
Nice.
And the only reason he's
Those
on
souls
this
are-
side and not that side is because
Those soul armors are really paying off in this fight against Tanky.
Jake's fighting against the arm over there. There's a third cushion here. Kitty.
Alright.
Yeah, 5-on-1.
Yeah, that's how these fights often tend to go.
Whoa.
What? We got the Minosaur? Earthquake. What? I'm confused. What? Did
Did he just absorb?
He just
the earthquake?
absorbed an earthquake. I did not know that was, I didn't know that was an option. Apparently he can absorb earthquakes and use that to power his cannon.
That's bad. What's up,
Joe's pretty powerful here. No thank you on that attack.
Oh.
Time for Idealistic Red to be idealistic.
He has to find out what Frankie's up to. You know how it is.
Yes.
If one cat's into something, the other one has to get into it too.
Be inspired by the cute puppy. And by Ko, who is also in and of himself something of a cute puppy. Roar!
8. There are 8 of them.
There's a lot of those little guys.
I was trying to figure out if it were 6 or 7, but the answer is 8. I was able to successfully count them this time.
So strange. The little dancing soul men are
I'll send you to your master, and you two can play swords on the other side. So!
Is no one else getting a heroic second wind here? The others are just kind of taking a nap. That was a good kick.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Double ouch. He's on fire.
Polish
soul.
What does that do? Is that going to make him shiny? How many of these things are there? What? It makes things slippery, apparently.
What a stupid trick.
Whoop. Yep, that did not work. That was a weird attack.
Look, they had a stank soul, so at this point...
Well, yeah, I know. There's just so many weird attacks. And it's also weird just because the souls aren't really that different looking from each other. There's so many of these things. Oh dear, we got a Minosaur. Oh, is Joe gonna be a werewolf now? What does this sword do?
Did he create that off of the sad puppy?
Probably off the woman who cares about it. Wow, that's an interesting take on Cerberus. Look at that. It's got 3 heads.
Heads, but they're inside
nesting.
of each other. Or
Kieran,
they
why
would
don't you
reply
just teleport?
Ceroberos.
Oof. Ko is very angry. His face is all contorted with angry. Yeah, he is the one who took out the master. Yeah, he had a sore spot on that. And I think that the Bamba there relates to this feeling. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good what? He's got poison. Can take 2 whole days.
Plus, with this poison, didn't finish the sentence, but there's got to be something else going on. Oh, no, it's the girl.
Yeah, I figured it was the girl. Interesting with Tankjo said, the earth will belong to me, not to us, to me.
Hey!
Is Tankjo the Bamba? Not right now. Yeah, it's about to make it more difficult.
Tatsu.
Tell us that Dynamo with that
虐
bite.
待する自分勝手な人間へのマイナスな感情があのマイナスを生み出したに違いない。
腕の傷が
That's not
おそら
good.
く
It's
マイナ
not
ス
an
の牙には
unfulfilled
毒があっ
desire
たん
this
だ。
time. It's resentment.
大丈夫だよ。これくらい。兄さん、俺大丈夫だから。早苗には何もしないで。
You know, I feel like, generally speaking, if an animal bites you, you should go see a doctor.
分かった気がする。
Especially if the wound starts to glow in any way, that's usually a bad sign.
一人の
That's usually a sign you got an
仕方がない
infection.
と思ってた。
As much as you might worry about the safety of the animal, because I know I certainly did the time that Frankie bit me,
家族がいる。
you have to go to a doctor because if you get bitten by a dog or a cat, especially a cat,
And especially if it glows.
you need antibiotics or you're going to get a really bad infection.
And if the glow starts to spread, you may need to put the animal down.
Or lose your arm.
なんだ。
That's also an option.
お前のマスターはどんな人
It
だったん
wasn't
だ。
Frankie's fault. He was high on veterinary drugs at the time. He had a bad trip.
でも
Worst case scenario, you might need a silver bullet.
優しくて強かった。優しさは時に弱さになる。
We now know that Frankie and Kilazol do not mix.
マスターが死んだよ。
Isn't that right?
Kindness can make one weak, like how your master, and that's what cost your master his life. Wow, that's harsh, dude.
That's not only harsh, but completely uncalled for.
Yeah. Vision sword.
見つけた。マイナスを。
That might be also how they found the person. The vision soul.
Possible. Although it seems to have been, for the most part, coincidence. With the exception
Smell
of last
soul?
week.
How is this different than stank soul?
It's a scent. You can... I assume it's a tracking soul. Yeah, it's got a giant nose, so you can track the smell. Some of these things are just so ridiculous looking.
He's wielding his sword in his left now.
Well, it's because he switched over to his left hand. Well,
Because the
Whoa.
sniff soul does
hey,
not
apparently Tank Joe can grow. That's not great.
make my tank Joe grow!
But yeah, he wanted to use his right hand for the
What are you
sniffing.
doing?
Frankie, you sniffing? You got smell soul?
He is, he's sniffing.
He's got smell soul.
But I'm just trying to figure out what he's sniffing for.
This is a pretty great thing, sort of.
He's coming around back.
Hey, buddy. This is for you. That whole, like, cockpit space area is very trippy looking. Sniff, sniff.
Hi.
この浄水場の水に
Oh, that's not
Oh!
bad. That seems like a bad idea. You shouldn't do
Well, it's a
that.
great idea if you're Kirion, but
Yeah. Actually, whoa. There we go. Actually, that would be a crazy way to create a whole slew of Minosaurs if you were to use the water system.
yeah.
I don't know exactly how his powers operate.
It does seem to require him to hop a loogie into someone's mouth.
Yeah. I'm curious what would happen if he were to...
Hey, this time Solid Soul actually did something.
Yep. You break a tooth? Don't underestimate the Solid Soul.
It didn't help you with Tanky Joe the other day.
I'm surprised that he just randomly grew.
Whoa!
It was after over pretty much nothing.
What's that?
パンク上強すぎ
どこかに必ず弱点はあるはず。マスターの敵を絶対にあいつを倒す。ダメだこう。怒りに任せるな。
Ko's got
怒り
nothing
に任
there.
せるな。
Now he's remembering working with his master.
相手を打ち負かしてそんな思いでは本当に強くはなれない。じゃあどうすれば強くなれるんですか？それはな、大切な人を守りたいと思うことだ。
He had a good master.
俺が間違ってた。タンクショーを倒すことがマスターのためだと思ってた。でもソウルを一つにみんなを守るために戦わなきゃ。
There we go.
これで終わりだ。
Ernest charges up with his personal power. That's the ticket. That's impressive. That's the first time that we've
The
taken out.
Masters had ones like those.
That's the first time that we've seen a minus sword taken out before it has a chance to grow. And it was taken out by a single ranger. That's pretty impressive. Oof!
Well, it was taken out by a single ranger using a dino soul that did not say soul, 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 yes, soul. It said something different, which the Masters 3 ones did that. Except for these 3 don't have their Masters souls because their Master souls are powering their morphing.
Again. Yeah, new needle. The needle source. We apparently don't need to show how we found your needle. That's apparently not relevant. Alright, let's see what happens here. Oof. Very spiky. Oh, then we swapped out the head too. Looks like we got a hammer. Twin hammer things, I think.
Ooh, with the sun in the background.
Doesn't matter how many robots you combine, you can't match my power. I mean, they are only up to 4 so far. These are interesting weapons. I'm not quite sure what you consider them. They're not quite hammers. They're not quite axes. There's something sort of in between.
A mace?
I guess they're maces-ish.
I'll use more earthquake energy.
Oh dear. Just shoot a bunch
Was he
of
just
spikes.
holding on to that earthquake energy from earlier, or did an earthquake actually happen?
I think he just absorbed the earthquake energy and he's been carrying around since then. Needle Crusher. Is that the end of Tank Joe?
That might be the end of Tank Joe.
That's a little anticlimactic.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Tank Joe. You had a fun name. We're gonna miss you and your fun name. Shurian's just like, oh, he...
Okay, can we say that word? Oh, cripes!
Yeah, that works. Oh, snap.
Majide!
Hey, Tank Joe. Tia Smell. Okay. I thought he went down a little too easy. Wait, he's not okay yet?
No.
That's interesting.
What's going
on? So wait, did he destroy the Minotaur or not?
I think he did, but remember what Kirion said? Plus, with this poison, and he got cut off. There's something different about this.
That's unexpected. Huh.
We welcome all our rivals at the Dino Night Carnival.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. Wow!
See that tornado?
This is so weird to do left-handed.
Yeah.
This is why I kept switching to my right before.
Oh yeah, the arm flailing. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got this part here. Oh, an arm flailing. Don't forget the arm flailing and pose. There you go. Okay, boom. We gotta find out. Oh, we got Tank Joe back again.
Shouldn't be doing this.
And oh, what? It's contagious. That's not good. All right, we gonna. I think next time we gotta have the five part combo.
Okay, so we know now what's going on. She's cured of the Minosaur thing, but she's been laying there next to him. So she caught the bug. She caught the poison while everybody else was out fighting.
That makes sense.
Now that they're all there, they're all gonna catch the poison too.
Possibly. That's a weird kind of poison. That's why, again, you gotta get it checked out. If you get bitten and it starts glowing, you probably got an infection.
It doesn't even matter if it starts glowing. You go get seen right away.
I'm just saying, if it starts glowing, that's a bad sign.
If it starts glowing, you might need to lose the arm.
That's a bad sign.
Or leg or whatever other limb you were bitten in. Like, that is like...
Could be a bad moon rising right there.
It's like gangrene. Chop it off, man.
Yeah. Alright, so that was interesting. This was really more of a setup for a two-parter, which I didn't really anticipate.
Yeah.
And the Ryusoulgers are already being pretty proactive with going right after Kirion. Like,
yeah.
We've never really seen Rangers, like, really target the source of monster making before.
It's true.
That I can think of, at least.
Yeah, it's not like they ever, like, were like, hey, you know what we should do? We should kill Finster.
Yeah, that's never a thing. They never tried to destroy Finster. I mean, half the time, I'm not even sure at which point the
Did they even know Finster existed?
Like...
I know they knew about Rita, but she was like the face of the party.
They never had any real reason to interact with Finster for the most part. Yeah. Outside of, like, you know, maybe Tommy Tommy or Cat when they were evil, but even that's a maybe.
You'd think maybe they would have turned around and gone, hey, so when I was evil, I met this guy. His name was Finster. He makes all the monsters. If we can get rid of him...
I mean, even in the comics, they never tried to destroy Finster. They had him, like, captured for a while.
Or, you know, maybe, I don't know, break Rita's staff?
Yeah.
Without it, she can't make my monster grow!
Yeah, if they could grab a hold of it or something.
Yeah.
Right, before it flies back up, I presume, after it's...
Yeah, she has always thrown it to Earth, so...
Nobody ever catches it. Maybe somebody should catch it. If that's a possible thing.
I don't know if it's possible. I don't know what's going on with that.
I'm trying to think of other monster makers. There was Jinxer. Another sort of Finster-like one who never really had an opportunity... They never really had a shot at him because he was never out and about.
Yeah, Benjix is manufacturing his own stuff, so...
Yeah, trying to think.
What about no, everybody took their own turn at making monsters in the Samurai Sentai Shinkanger.
Well, all the monsters pretty much already existed in the river, and they just kept recruiting them.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They were just taking turns. Same thing with Lupin Ranger. They existed, they were just taking turns.
Yeah. And then, even with Beast Morphers now, like, yeah, they're creating the monsters, but all the villains have access to the same technology.
Yeah, but Skrull seems to be doing most of the work. But he's in a whole other dimension that the Rangers don't
True.
have access to.
Well, he provided the technology, but at this point, him, Blaze, and Roxy have all created their own
This is true.
Robotrons. I'm trying to think, because as far as just designated monster makers, we've had Finster, we've had Jinxer, to an extent, Clank and Orbis, but really it was just sort of the Machine Empire just kept manufacturing different warriors, so it's not like removing Clank and Orbis would have made an effect. So I'm trying to think anyone else. I feel like those can't be the only two.
I feel like maybe they could have done something about the cryo unfreezer in
Well, that would have. I mean, there are certain things where, yeah, if you take out the base, then that cuts off the resources.
not necessarily the whole base. They would just have to make it so that he couldn't unfreeze the baddies.
That's true. It still necessitates them going into the
Referring,
base.
of course, to Samurai. Not Samurai, Ninja Storm.
You mean Time Force? You said with Cryo thing.
Time Force, yes,
Time
that
Force.
one.
Yeah.
That one.
Like Samurai, Ninja. How are you? Whatever. And then I'm just like thinking through. Well, that's one of those things where you had a designated mechanism for.
That's what I'm saying.
For
There was
monsters.
a designated mechanism. So they could have taken out the mechanism.
Dino Thunder had the same thing with the Geno Randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
And with Beast Morphers we have the.
Now the thing about the Beast
Evox
Morphers
keys.
one is the Beast Morphers one has multiples.
Yeah.
So you
true.
couldn't just take out one. Whereas,
Yeah.
as far as I can tell, with Time Force, there's just he doesn't have that much access.
That's true.
You take out his one unfreezer machine, and everybody stays.
I feel like it's sort of the same thing with the Geno Randomizer.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think as far as designated monster maker characters,
We haven't seen one in a while.
I feel like it might just be Finster and Jinxer.
Well, at least in what we've seen, there's a bunch of Sentai we haven't.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking Power Rangers right now.
Well, carry on. This is Sentai, so.
Yeah. Well, even going through Sentai, like as far as the last few seasons.
The ones we watched, there haven't been any, but there's
Yeah.
plenty we haven't watched.
I mean, in Go Busters,
Hey!
you had Enter. What?
If you know of a Sentai monster maker, let us know.
Yeah. I mean, you had Enter in Go Busters, but he was just sort of generally the heavy, and
Yeah.
he shared those duties with Escape later on. So I guess you could, to an extent, Enter, but they tried to fight him, and
That was not happening.
that just never worked, because he was I mean, they were able to fight him eventually, but he was as much a heavy as he was a monster maker. And then let's go backwards. Let's see. Lupat, no. Q Ranger, no. Zyuohger, no.
I mean, Lupat, you might have been able to argue with Gauche.
Yeah, well, she was the designated monster growth mechanism, which is a different.
And she did make some monsters herself, but she was mostly patching them together out of other monsters.
Yeah,
because
that was a
remember,
whole
she
different
made
thing.
the ginormous Porterman.
Yeah.
She made the messed up Porterman with the safes, and she made that messed up rabbit with the safes.
She was a case where it's more so if you had taken away her mechanism, then you wouldn't have had to worry about it. It's more of a Rita's wand kind of situation.
Yeah.
Because she had the growth ray. Ninja didn't really have a designated monster maker per se. QMon kind of was the lead on a lot of things, but monsters were generated by shurikens, which didn't necessarily always need somebody in order to make them happen. Tokuger, all the villains had just kind of said, I'm sending out this monster, and they weren't really necessarily created, per se, that I can recall. They were just, I've recruited this monster for this job kind of situation, like we get a lot.
What about the other one that you watched that I didn't watch? The one with the animals.
Ryusoulger didn't utilize that. It was alien recruits.
I couldn't get into that one. I tried.
Well, you did?
Yeah.
When did you try to watch Ryusoulger?
You had me watch like part of one episode.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh! I just showed you the closing credits was the only thing. I don't think I showed you anything beyond that.
That's probably true, but I got real creeped out by the Zoomans, so.
Oh, okay, that was it. You it wasn't so much that like you saw it and couldn't get into it. You were creeped out by the humans.
I was creeped out by the
That's
Zoomans.
fair. They were weird designs.
I didn't want to watch
They're just people with rubber.
They're bad rubber animal heads, and I was not having.
I mean, some were better than others, but I mean, you got those, like those zebra humans were just like repainted of the random rubber horse mask that you see when people cosplay as BoJack Horseman.
Or every time somebody does one of those videos with that something, was it the Brooklyn Shuffle or something?
Oh yeah. I forget what it was. Something. I forget what it was called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The one where the original one was actually really cool, but then everybody memetically made it over and over again.
There was this weird thing, yeah, where everybody would dance
and
in
apparently
animal outfits for some reason.
No, it was just people
very
randomly
weird.
dancing, and then for some reason in the randomly dancing part, one person would usually wind up wearing the horse head, and I don't know why.
Fair enough.
But whatever it was, the people who were. The thing of it is there was an actual dance in the actual original one.
Yeah.
And subsequently, it
It
became
kept getting weird.
Yeah.
After a while.
Person dancing in a room full of people not dancing cuts to everybody dancing.
Yeah.
And everyone dancing badly, and nobody actually doing the dance.
I think it might have been the Harlem Shuffle, Harlem Hustle, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Back.
And that horse mask.
So away from all that,
I still like Kishiryu plushie.
This was an interesting approach, because although we always think of there being a Finster character in terms of there being, the mad scientists or whatever, there haven't really been that many Monster Maker characters where that's their primary function. And the idea of going after one once you realize that's his role is a nice plotline, and I like their being so proactive with that.
Yeah. Get rid of Kishiryu, get rid of the Minosaurs. Though, that does make me wonder, if you get rid of Kishiryu, will it get rid of the Minosaurs? Or will there be another way that Minosaurs happen? Or will we have another set of baddies? Or,
I feel like
if they take out Kishiryu too fast, what happens to the plot?
I don't know. I suspect that Kiryon's going to be a keeper. I think Tank Joe we're getting rid of soon.
I like Kishiryu. Kishiryu is aesthetically pleasing to me.
I just like the name Tank Joe.
Kishiryu is adorable.
But, Tank Joe is a rook. We got to be getting a knight next, I imagine. And then we'll get... my bet is that we're going to keep up with this chess motif. After we get rid of Tank Joe, we're going to get a knight, and then a bishop, and then we'll be dealing with the king and queen. That's my bet.
So is Kishiryu designed after a pawn?
I don't know.
He's
I mean, I assume the mooks are supposed to be the pawn.
Alright, so what the heck is Kishiryu other than a mushroom? Because he really looks a lot like a mushroom to me.
He must just be a mushroom.
Okay. I can roll with that.
Yeah, I mean, you played chess.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to...
Mushroom is key to victory. You didn't realize that? No? You clearly don't play chess often.
I must not play chess often enough because I don't remember mushrooms being involved in chess.
Yeah. That's that's how you grow big.
Are you sure you're not thinking
So then you can jump on everyone's heads and smash them.
That's Mario.
Mario chests. Old school. That's the way that works.
Wait, is that on the original NES?
No, this is predates video games. We're talking. This was before we had the video games. You just had pixelated chessboards.
Oh.
Have you looked at a chessboard? It's very pixelated.
We can't stay on topic right now.
I feel like this is a topic that's related. We are discussing the chess motif somewhat.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the chess checkered shields because
No?
they don't read as chess checkered to me.
What did they read?
They keep reading as checkered flags from a race because the checkers is just too small.
I don't know.
I feel like if they made the checkers bigger, it would read more as chess to me.
I suppose they're probably.
But
I mean, they're the right
patterns-
size for what a chessboard would be.
Right,
It's
but if
just
these
not
guys are giant
proportionally.
pieces, I feel like, maybe only having 4 quadrants of black and white
That's
might
fair.
look a little more chess-like.
But I feel like the knight motif conveys it as chess pretty well.
Yeah. I'm just saying that the shield, is not pinging with me design-wise.
Okay, I keep needing to remind myself. The Drun the Drun soldiers.
Oh yeah, they
That's
have
what they are.
classic pawn-looking heads.
Yeah, that's their thing.
Round heads.
But yeah, I like their spear and shield deal.
I like the
They're
fact that
pretty
they
cool
form phalanxes.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
That
They
is...
feel like soldiers.
Yeah,
like,
they have way more tactics than your usual mooks.
Like, you don't usually... Usually, the villain grunts, that, like, they may be called this type of soldier or that type of soldier.
But they're not soldiers.
But they never really look like soldiers.
No, they
for the
run around
most
with their
part.
heads cut off like a bunch of Koopa Troopas.
But these guys actually, like, they've got armor, they look like soldiers.
And they act like soldiers.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the Kudabots from...
I mean, once they break rank, they're just like anybody else.
Yeah, but even then, they still have a good
look. But
that
they
still
always
plays that
form
way.
ranks at the start. The Rangers have to force them to break rank to get them to act all wiggy.
But outside of these guys, like, maybe the Kudabots from Ninja Steel they have more of an Eastern soldier look. And these guys are definitely more of a European look.
Yeah.
But most grunts don't have really a soldier-looking motif.
No. It's more like somebody released a flock of chickens in people suits.
Yeah.
Angry chickens in people suits. And now before someone says something about chickens and this, that, and the other thing, if you've never met a ticked-off chicken, then let me tell you that when a chicken is ticked off, they're actually quite dangerous.
Fair enough. And the Moogers also had
Roosters
another
are even
kind
worse.
of Eastern army motif. Almost more like a band of marauders kind of look to them.
I used to camp at a campground that had, like, loose chickens that
Yeah.
belonged to the person who ran the campground, and they figured out, 'cause I was LARPing, they figured out that the little bean bags that we threw at each other to be all like, fireball, or whatever, were full of birdseed.
Oh, right.
Because this is basically one of the campground rules, was that if you're going to have projectiles that you're throwing around, they need to be biodegradable.
Right.
So they were all made out of natural cotton fabric filled with bird seeds so that they could biodegrade if we lost one. But the chickens figured out they were full of bird seed, and you'd go to retrieve your packet, and there'd be a chicken there going, you can't have this.
This is mine.
And they are really, they like, with their feathers, they're like, it's like, okay, you can have that one.
There you go. But yeah, to wrap up with this episode, I liked elements of it. I liked how it was setting up for the. I really liked that they were proactive going after Kiryu, and I liked that we're setting up for the end of Tank Joe, but some of the stuff felt a little
Rushed?
rushed.
It felt a little rushed.
It didn't feel necessarily organic. Angry Ko didn't really play that well, considering how we've seen Ko up until now. Like him being upset about, the disrespect to his master and wanting to avenge his
Angry Ko actually
master.
didn't play that weird for me. Because what it was is that he has what was that person? I forget. It was a quote about it, but he has a very childish way about him.
Yeah.
And he also had a very childish rage.
Yeah, because it literally looks like little kid trying to look angry. Like,
well, no, little kid who is angry, trying to look intimidating.
fair enough. His angry face was kind of amusing.
He has a very childlike rage about him, which is in line with the rest of his childlike character.
Yeah, but
so him getting angry didn't play as that weird to me because it was played the way it was.
I feel
with
like
the angry child face.
but I feel like that, to an extent, angry child face kind of undermines the drama a little bit. Because let's face it, you don't take an angry child that seriously.
You don't take it that seriously, but I think to some degree, though, one thing you do take kind of seriously, you don't take an angry child seriously in that it's like, you think they're gonna hurt anything or anyone, but when you see, like, that kind of rage in a child, narratively as an audience, it can pull at certain heartstrings. Like, if you see, like, an angry 6-year-old boy, like, trying to stand between his mom and some guy who wants to hit her.
That's fair.
And they have this little steaming kind of child rage. It plays well narratively, while at the same time not looking like he's intimidating at all.
I think it's part of it is also just that it didn't feel organic in that he's been fighting with Tank Joe before, and we haven't seen this kind of reaction.
That's more of the weirdness, yeah.
And we've never seen him behave this way before. This is not I know that they pushed his button, but it felt like this was okay. We need to get rid of this villain now, so we need to ramp up on Red being angry.
What's weird about it to me is that they are acting like the fact that Tank Joe killed his master is new information.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's not new information.
It was sort of like like his reaction was almost like an "it was you" when he was there for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, this would have played out fine if he hadn't previously known that it was Tanky Joe.
Yeah.
So it's not the rage that's weird. What's weird is the fact that he's reacting like this is new information.
Also, we had Tank Joe grow for no real reason. And, and they were able to temporarily beat him. He doesn't...
But apparently, when you beat him in large form, he just shrinks.
Yeah, which is a common thing for general types. But apparently we're going to get another fight with him next time. And so
his name is in the title of the next one.
Yeah, this kind of... It feels almost like we're in a little bit of a speed run to get rid of Tank Joe all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And it's...
That's the other thing that feels rushed.
Yeah.
Like we're rushing through Tank Joe.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be the first time that a Sentai started with sort of a decoy villain that got...
Yeah, as we said with Q Ranger.
Destroyed earlier.
We had Aerodrone during the first arc of Q Ranger, who only lasted 5 episodes as opposed to Tank Joe, who's going to last, it looks like 6.
Somehow that didn't feel as rushed as this, though.
I think part of it was that...
Better writing?
Well, Aerodrome was, I feel, didn't have... he wasn't being presented as being the guy in charge, and it wasn't diluted by having another villain on the side.
Fair enough.
Like, we have met Tank Joe and Kieran as those 2 villains, and the only villains that we're aware of. Whereas Aerodrome was sent out by Don Armage as the guy to go stop this group from gathering.
And you know what's interesting to me?
What?
Is until you pointed it out just now, I didn't really realize my brain has been filling in a third villain this whole time.
Yeah.
My brain has been assuming
That
that Tanky Joe and
Kirian work for
have a
somebody.
boss.
Yeah, but we've never seen him. And
That's what I'm saying. My brain just filled that in.
And Tank Joe was saying, Earth will be mine, like he's the lead villain. But from day one, we've never really
seen any other lead villain.
But also from day one, we haven't looked at him and thought, oh, this guy's the lead villain.
No, he seems like the dragon.
Yeah.
Like the second in command.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to be in second in command to anybody. He seems to more so be a starter villain trying to conquer Earth himself.
Oh, that is weird. Like, I just now realized that when you were saying that there is no third villain.
Yeah, there's...
My brain keeps thinking there is, and treating these two like they're minions of a higher power, but we have seen no such higher power.
Yeah. Outside of silhouettes of there being more Druidons when we got their backstory, but we haven't seen what any of the others look like. And again, I'm assuming that we will go Rook, Knight, Bishop, King, and Queen. And I assume that's one of the reasons that we're getting rid of Tank Joe so quickly.
Because we have a lot to go through.
Yeah. You get rid of him at the end of 6, maybe at the end of 13 episodes, we'll get rid of the Knight, and then the halfway point we'll probably get rid of the Bishop, and then the King and Queen will take care of things for the second half.
I wonder if we're going to have a king and a queen.
I would assume as such.
I could see it being just a queen.
I feel...
Only because the king is an absolutely useless piece in chess.
Well, it doesn't mean he wouldn't still be a character.
Fair enough.
He might just not be a combat character. But yeah, Kirion's really been the one leading the villains to an extent.
He really has.
So, and even though he's working for Tank Joe, he's the one who's really kind of driving all the plots. And I assume that he's just going to keep on keeping on throughout the show and trying to avoid the Ryusoulgers killing him, which, again, is just a great strategy. Also, I enjoyed the nested Cerberus heads. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a wrap for tonight.
I think so.
It's getting late. Keep an eye open for that bonus video. I hope to be able to put it together soon.
Yes.
Now that episode 87 is done. Watch episode 87 if you haven't.
Please.
It's a trip. And join us on Saturday. No, not Saturday. Sunday.
Sunday.
Join us on Sunday. Sunday. At 7 p.m. for our live reactions to Beast Morphers.
Because I will be out of town on Saturday.
So make sure to join us on Sunday. And we'll do our live stream on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or Eastern Time, or however the standard part of that works.
By the way, if anybody still has any tips about how to get your stream back after it drops,
let us know.
please let us know.
But until then, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you.
Tank Joe, Tank Joe, Tank Joe, Tank Joe.
Mushroom, mushroom.